Welcome to Spotlight with Shonda. Our special today is on Tina Turner, the musical. I'm Shonda Scott, your host, and I have the pleasure of interviewing not one, but two Tinas that are starring in the Broadway musical now touring in Northern California. If you have not seen this production, it is a must-see. I actually have seen it twice, once in New York and then most recently in San Francisco. So today I have the pleasure of shining the spotlight on Zurin and Naomi, who both play the legendary Tina Turner. Thank you both for joining me. I'm happy to have you here. I'm just so pleased that you carved out time out of your busy schedule to just spend time with me to talk about your journey and this amazing production.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So just in these productions, I always want to ask your path and how you got to where you are. We'll start with you, Naomi. What was your path to get to this moment to play the Tina Turner?
It was a journey and a half. I am only 24, so I'm living my best life. I'm doing what God has called me to do. And I think, being in a position like this is amazing. And so the journey into it has been nothing but amazing. It's a task and also something that I take a lot of pride in. I honor myself and I honor Tina and all the women that came before me to do justice in this role and give everything that I have. So the journey's been nothing but short of amazing.
And you are. The show is just amazing.
Thank you.
So, Zurin, am I saying your name correctly?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have a name like that too. It's Shonda, but everybody wants to put an R in there and say Shondra, even if they see it spelled Shonda, like Shonda Rhimes. But so I'll try to get names right. But what was your journey to the stage to play Tina Turner?
Oh, my journey, I have completely earned this. I have been working in musical theater since college. And, every single role built to the next, built to the next, built to the next. So like I worked really, really hard to be here. I trained really, really hard to be here. Even after college, I continued training. I continued, seeking out ways to be better and be better. And I feel like this role is a culmination of all that hard work, all of that, just upping my game with each role I've had. So I'm very, very honored and very proud to arrive here to be able to be my full self at this point.
Well, I know Miss Turner would be very proud of both of you all. So it's when you do Broadway productions, I'm sure that with one that there's dancing and singing and the acting is so amazing. How do you prepare and what's the audition process for that and for you to win actually the leading roles? What was the audition process?
It was pretty standard for most auditions. You know, uh, I know Naomi was on the road at the time, so you had to fly back. That's always worse when you have to fly for an
So you had
audition.
to
But
fly back after the audition or fly to the audition too?
audition.
Both.
Oh yeah.
We hate when that happens, but it can be rewarding as well. But standard when you audition, it's like you read the script, you sing some songs with Tina. They gave us 7 songs and we chose 3. Um, and so we each chose our personal 3. Mine was Fool in Love, River Deep Mountain High, and Private Dancer.
Hmm.
And we read, we sang, talked to the people, and then we read, we sing again at a callback. Then we had a dance call with a whole bunch of girls. And then we had a second dance call where there was only 4 girls, Naomi, myself, and 2 other women. So we knew
Oh,
2
yeah.
out of the 4 of us were getting it. And then we heard the call, not too long after that. So that's pretty standard. Like go in again, dance again, and then see what happens.
Now,
Ah,
Naomi, why did you have to fly in? Where were the auditions held?
They were in New York. I was actually in Fort Lauderdale at the time during the audition process. I was doing Frozen. So I had to send in a self tape, and then like I sent in one self tape, like got a call or an email the next day telling me that they wanted me to come 2 days late, like two in the next 2 days, just to come to New York. And I had to, this was out of my pocket, out of my money. You know, I won't really saving like I was supposed to at the time. So that flight was no joke. I think I'm still paying a payment plan on that flight. But but truly, but just flew in on a Monday, Tuesday, and then had to fly back. I had 2 days of auditions, and it flew back like that this second day of the audition that night, and it was a whirlwind of just emotions and things. But like it wasn't a bad thing for me in particular, like going through the struggle of traveling, because I was like, I'm gonna get this role. Like, this is mine.
Right.
So it was easy just for me to just go like, okay, this was all worth it, Lord. Like, let's do this.
So what do? Put Frozen on ice and then take on the role of Tina Turner?
Tina snatched me right on up and said, we're taking you on another tour on the road.
Right. That's what I said. You put Frozen on ice and took on Tina Turner. Well, that's good. I never knew that. So your agent calls you and says you have this audition, and then you just go for it. And then the next thing you know, do you wear Tina Turner's hairstyle when you go to the audition, or do you just go in cold yourself?
I had a wig on. I had a real long, pretty wig with a blonde streak in the front. I was like, I said I have to at least wear some hair. I said if it's nothing, I gotta put some hair on. I wore like a short skirt to show the legs, wore like a little sheer black top. It was all black with my little Dukas, my little tan shoes, and got in the audition room. And one thing that wig did was come right on off. So I did that Proud Mary dance.
No, we
That's
didn't.
exactly what happened. It came slam off.
You were really into it then. If that
I
happened.
was into it. And the thing is, when we did a round 2 of it, it came off again. I said, okay, now you're still in the show. We're not doing this.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Zuri, was that the same for you? Did you wear the wig or some kind of wig that looked like Tina Turner?
You know, that's so funny. I was just thinking, I cannot remember what my hair was. I was like, what hair did I do? I cannot tell you. I don't remember. I do know that I did have the short skirt with the nice blouse, you know, like moving open, you know, effortless. I did do the skirt, but I cannot remember what we did for hair. I'm sure I did.
Well, I
You know
totally
how it is
asked
being
about
a Black girl. You got like 10 different hair. Who knows what my hair looked like last year? Who
right.
knows?
And they asked us that we're going to the show, like, are you going to dress up and wear your hair? And some people did. So that I'm sure
Yeah.
the audition, the hair had to be a part of it.
I did something.
You had to have. So, you know, when Angela Bassett played Tina Turner, she like transformed herself in the movie What's Love Got to Do with It. What was your preparation physically and as a singer for this role? I'll start with you, Naomi, on this one.
My preparation and what I did really, even before honestly booking the role, I had to do the work to be able to understand what I was going in the room to show these, you know, this team of what I knew about Tina as much as I could. So we had all the jewels and the gems from, you know, her documentaries and all the things on YouTube and just old videos and just kind of getting a feel of Tina. You know, when when you find your new favorite artist and you start searching them and stalking them and doing everything and learning all their music, learning what they do, what'd you do here, what'd you do there, how did you do that? That was my preparation, was just making a friend out of Tina and wanting to connect with her on another level. So doing that and then going into the room to rehearse, it was a breeze for me, honestly, because I already had in the back of my head what I wanted to present. I just had to put it on his feet and they come and craft and tell me what I needed to do to make it even better. So preparation for it really was just tapping into who I am as a woman. And Tina, this show, and Tina herself has taught me a lot about being a powerful Black woman and knowing that it's vital to know who you are so that you can heal the world, so that you can be better for everybody else. And so knowing that, I train my mind and I train my body and I train my spirit to align with what this show needed so that I could, you know, do the thing. So I really, it's more of a spiritual thing, the way I prep for this. really spiritual.
That's understandable considering the character. I mean, the person that you were portraying too.
Yeah.
Zertin, what was your preparation for to play this legendary icon?
Well, I started prepping for it the way I prep for any other role. Um, I think the main thing is to when we do people that or play roles that are very known or very popular, very historically prevalent, and that it's necessary to take them down off of the pedestal that they're on, culturally and in our community and musically and all those things, to see them for the person that they are, because the things that she's gone through are things that we can all relate to. So definitely when I was in my research, it was like, what kind of person, what kind of constitution, what kind of journey, like how she started and what got her through, her humor, her quick wit, her tenacity, her fearlessness, things that I just, would draw from just watching her concerts, listening to her interviews, like just trying to get a full point of view. So once I get a sense of like who she is as a human, I can bring her down from the pedestal, and then I can find the levels of her that we come together with. The things that I can understand and things that I've gone through as well. And me, as I started as a dancer, so I definitely go into any character physically first. So watching how somebody moves and carries themselves helps me finish that picture of point of view. So I definitely started that way. We read Itina. I watched so many concerts and so many interviews. And that definitely put me in. And then we started working musically. And then when I started performing her, that is when the mental and the spiritual and the emotional started to come in. Because then it's like you have no choice. It comes to you. You don't even have to look for it. Once you've done all that other work, it just comes. And then you're like, oh, all of this. Oh my gosh, what do I do with all of this? And it definitely surprised me and shook me and um, made me into a different woman, doing a better woman, doing feeling her and feeling that spirit from that vantage point is really rewarding.
Yeah, she's true. Her story is just truly inspiring to most of us because that know any part of her story, because just to see how she overcame and continued to overcome and still had this like beautiful essence and spirit about her, and just like a life
Yes.
so well lived, so well lived. It's just her life was so remarkable. And then the fact that she had some success, tremendous success, I thought, as a young person, but then like phenomenal success in her 40s, which is inspiring to people because usually people are thinking at that age you can't start all over again.
Yeah,
You're
hanging
not
up,
gonna lose.
quit, all
Right,
that stuff.
right. And
It
she
ain't
did
never over.
everything that we use, that most of us know. She did it after she was 40, which
Yeah,
is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So and I love how the story is told through the use of her music in the song. That's so
Yes.
beautiful how you're able to.
Yes. And she said that. She said she like, without even trying, the music that ended up being a part of her catalog was telling her story.
Isn't
And
that
that
so?
happens all the time. Like I just find myself getting drawn to songs or getting drawn to characters that have something to do with my story. It's definitely a spiritual art, is a spiritual experience.
Right. And then since Mrs. Turner's passing, what does it mean for you to play the role now? I mean, because you are part of the archives that keep her living in history, you being able to play her on the stage.
Yeah, it's a supreme pleasure and honor. The baton has been fully passed on, and we are the holders of it. And that position um, has respect, and we hold it dearly and carefully and fiercefully, to make sure that the next generation knows her story. It feels like privilege.
Naomi, do you feel similar that same way about carrying the torch?
Of course. Yeah, everything that she just said, it is something that you have to take in with a lot of care. This was her baby, her story is her baby. That's the thing that she decided, okay, I'm going to birth this thing and I'm going to give it out into the world. And what are they going to do with it? And how are they going to take it? And the moment that she decided to let go and to say her truth is the moment that she changed a lot of lives, even mine. I was able to send her a video for her birthday and I just told her happy birthday. And I said, without your story, where would I be? Everything happens for a reason. So we're destined to be in the moments and the things that we are in. And, Lord knows the things that she went through, but good God Almighty, look at where she came, what she came to. And now I get to do this. And now I get to get like, it's insane. So, and I feel her spirit with me all the time. Anytime I'm on that stage, it's good. It's good. I know she's proud.
Now, are you all going to start a Tina Turner club? Because it's only a few of you that would be playing her across the country in this amazing musical. So there has to be some kind of, connection that you all would have to be able to play Tina Turner on the stage.
Absolutely. I feel like it's a knowing. Like there are like the ones that have been on tour with us, there's been about 6 of us who have done it. And like, we look at each other and we're like, we just know, when I first booked it, some of the Tinas from Broadway, I'm friends of mine and I spoke to them and they're like, it's just like a look of knowing. And it's like, yes, ma'am. And it's like, because this mountain is not climbed alone. It's not climbed alone. So it's a really wonderful and special group of women.
Right. And you do a phenomenal job, because to play her from 17 to, in her 40s, that's a tremendous feat in itself.
Yes.
So that's a lot to do.
Yeah.
And then Naomi, how do you prepare for that? Because you're 20 and you're having to play someone in her 17, which is, comparable, but then to go to 40, some of her experiences may be something you have to channel from somewhere else.
Being 24 is not
24. Okay.
it is not a unfamiliar thing. I realize that I grew up with a mom who I grew up with a single mother who ended up finding the love of her life. So this is a story that I'm not unfamiliar with when it came down to Tina being in her 40s and finding love later on in your life. That wasn't anything new to me, but also being the fact that I can play somebody who also I'm playing 17 as well. I still can tap into that innocence and that inner child and the things like that. And the thing is, my mom has raised me to be a lot more mature than a lot of people my age. So I have accidentally sometimes brought a lot more of the mature side into 17-year-old Tina than I do. Sometimes my director or our associate choreographer has to tell me, like, remember, she's 17, So it's a bit of it's not too much of a struggle because I'm sitting in my prime in my own life. So that's why I wanted to put Tina right quick. But no, you got to remember, like, there was innocence in it. You have to remember her from her beginning to end, her journey. And also, being with her grandmother and not really knowing what she was out there in them streets doing. The story then the beginning, it kind of gives a little glimpse of what Tina was out there doing in Nutbush, Tennessee, at 17. But, she just was living at the moment and not knowing what was going to come. So 17, not knowing, and then getting to a space and then finding Ike and then being successful in that and then going through what she went through and then going all the way to maybe like 25, 30 in the middle of the show and the first act. And then this is how I map it out. And then maybe in the act 2, where maybe at like 41, 42. That's where I'm going with it. But not too hard. I think Tina and I think my mama.
And Tina at 42, she still had a youthfulness about her. So it's about
I always say that. I always say that. I said the innocence, her childhood got snatched away from her at a very young age. She started working immediately. So there was a bit of an innocence to her in her later years. And that's what I love about her too. She's just like, let's have some fun. I want to live.
Right. So Zura, tell me about the preparation, like for young people who are interested and they see you on stage and they go home and want to be the next, they want to play Beyonce when Beyonce's stage performance happens, or whomever the celebrity is. Like, what would you give them to prepare? Because sometimes they don't see the behind the scenes, the work and all that you have to put in to have these moments, to be prepared for these moments and get that phone call and actually win the audition.
Well, yeah, hey, you don't have to, it's not about get ready, stay ready so you don't have to get ready is what you gotta do. I would definitely say two things. I would say, one, just last. All you have to do is keep going. All you have to do is not let the rejection or the roadblocks or the obstacles, there would be many, that's life. But not letting it stop what it is you want. You can pause, you can cry it out, but then you have to keep going. Because it's a numbers game. If you keep going, you will win, period. You just will. Most of the people who don't is because they stopped at some point for some reason. And then I would also say, what is special about you? What is weird about you? What is the thing that only you can do? You have this weird thing. That is your calling card. That is your golden ticket. So finding out what's specific about you and exploiting it and working on it and celebrating in it and reveling in it is what you should do. You should never shy away from that. Those two things, that's it.
Well, we're going to wrap up with just one word from each of you, just to describe your experience in playing the legendary, the icon, Tina Turner.
That's going to be, for me, otherworldly.
That's going to be transformational.
Well, from me to you all were amazing. I just really, this show is, you can never get enough of it. I want everybody that's in Northern California where you're playing right now to come out and see the show. Bring your family, bring your young people, because this is it's historical to tell these stories. It's inspirational and it's historical to know what people have gone through and have overcome to become these amazing icons that will live forever in history. And I'm so grateful that you all are part of keeping Tina Turner's story alive.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shonda. And I read up about you. Thank you for all that you do. You are a magical, powerful, wonderful Black woman, and I love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was totally unexpected. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course.
And I needed that. So I appreciate you for that.
Of course.
God bless both of you all.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this is Spotlight with Shonda. Today, our spotlight is a special on the Tina Turner, the musical, Broadway musical that is on tour in Northern California. So if you haven't seen it, like I said, it's a must see. Take yourself, take your family, take your loved ones, take your co-workers, but go see this play. Tina Turner, the musical, now playing. On my birthday in 2019, I decided to try something new and different each month for an entire year, to force me out of my comfort zone and to embrace change in a fun and exciting way. 12 New Things is now a lifestyle of self-renewal and evolution. Post-COVID-19 pandemic, I wanted to reflect on some of my favorite new things and share my inspiration and what I learned. 12 New Things